Relocating to Fort Jackson, whether this is your first PCS or your fifth, I'm giving you the full rundown on what life is really like in Columbia, South Carolina. From the best neighborhoods and schools to family-friendly things to do, commute tips, and what to expect living near base. Hey y'all, I'm Shakelia LeBlanc, a mortgage loan officer and VA loan expert here in South Carolina. I recently shared a full PCS guide to Joint Base Charleston, but today we're turning the spotlight to Fort Jackson in Columbia. This video is your personal PCS relocation guide, and we're covering the following: a quick intro into Fort Jackson, what military life looks like in Columbia, best neighborhoods for military families, school options, daycare and healthcare information, things to do with your family, commute tips, local culture, and helpful relocation resources. Let's make your move to Fort Jackson easier and more exciting, because Columbia definitely has a lot to offer. Fort Jackson is the Army's largest basic training facility and one of the most important installations in the U.S. military. Located just minutes from downtown Columbia, this base trains over 50% of all soldiers entering the Army each year. It's home to initial entry training for new soldiers, the U.S. Army Drill Sergeant Academy, the Army's Finance and Adjutant General Schools, and of course, active duty and civilian employees from all over the country. Because of this, it's a very transient but welcoming community. You'll meet people from every background in every corner of the U.S. Columbia is right in the center of the state, which means weekend getaways are easy. 2 hours from Charleston and the beaches, 1.5 hours to Charlotte, North Carolina, and 2 hours to Greenville in the mountains. The cost of living here is lower than the national average, and you'll find a mix of historic charm, southern hospitality, and the growing metro with restaurants, art, music, and a strong sense of community. The city is also home to the University of South Carolina, so it has a very vibrant, youthful energy. Columbia is also a military-friendly city. Many local businesses offer military discounts, and there are organizations dedicated to helping military spouses and kids thrive during transitions. Let's talk about housing. Here are the top areas that military families moving to Fort Jackson consider. Forest Acres. It's 10 to 15 minutes from base, has quiet, established neighborhoods, close to favorite grocery stores like Trader Joe's, tons of restaurants, and top schools. Then we have Northeast Columbia. This is popular for families. There's tons of new construction, great public and private school options, shopping, dining, and a lot of parks nearby. There's the Elgin and Lugoff community. So these are more rural and peaceful areas with tons of more space. You're still within 20 to 35 minutes of base, and perfect if you want a slower pace. Then we have Blythewood, a little bit further out, but fast growing. There's newer homes and communities, excellent schools with athletic programs. Then we have the Lexington area, which is about 30 minutes from base, has top tier schools and family oriented neighborhoods, has its own community vibe and tons of amenities. Columbia has multiple school districts, so your address will determine your child's school. Richland 1 and Richland 2 serve much of the area closest to base, while Lexington and Kershaw County school districts cover the outer suburbs. You'll find a variety of public schools, charter and magnet options, private and faith-based schools. For little ones, daycare and early learning centers fill up very quickly, so research and call ahead. Fort Jackson's Child Development Center and Youth Services are great starting points. Military families can also use Child Care Aware of America to access assistance with off-base child care providers. Columbia has several top-rated healthcare facilities, including Prisma Health Richland, Lexington Medical Center, and the VA Medical Center located near downtown. There's also an on-post medical clinic for active duty personnel, and TRICARE Prime beneficiaries will often be referred off-post for specialized care. For groceries, Fort Jackson has a full commissary and exchange, but you'll also find Publix, Kroger, Aldi, and Walmart within a few minutes of most neighborhoods. Now for the fun part. What is there to do on your time off? Riverbank Zoo and Garden, which is perfect for weekend family adventures. We have Lake Murray, which is great for swimming, boating, or just relaxing by the water. Congaree National Park has incredible hiking and wildlife. Then there's Downtown Vista District with tons of restaurants, art galleries, and festivals. Williams-Brice Stadium, where you can catch a Gamecocks game or enjoy SEC football. And local parks like Saluda Shoals, which offer nature trails, splash pads, and so much more. And of course, because there's a huge community and veteran community here, you'll find tons of events and networking groups, so you'll feel very connected quickly. Now, before your PCS, here are some quick tips to help you get situated. Get your sponsor contact. They can help with on-post and community questions. Schedule HHG early, especially during peak PCS season. Research schools before signing a lease or contract. Request, if possible, a leave beforehand so maybe you can take a quick trip out. And of course, request a local expert help, someone that can guide you with their expert tips in the local community. So if you are heading to Fort Jackson soon or anywhere in South Carolina, as a VA loan expert, I'd be honored to help you and your family navigate through this process. My link is below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.